Hello and welcome to Working with Miniatures. I'm Jim and today we're going to be doing a beginner's guide for quick and easy black clothing. Let's get to it. Already having primed the model with a Vallejo light gray primer, I airbrushed golden high flow acrylic cerulean from below and into the deepest recesses, darkening where the shadows would land. Typically I remove the audio from airbrushing and painting, but I left it here so you can hear how I'm airbrushing. For small miniatures, I feel like I have more control if I spray in very short bursts. I then spray golden high flow acrylics teal from above where the light would land, and again with small bursts. The final airbrush step is done with titanium white, which is only applied to the highest points and where the light would hit the most. I like the golden high flow acrylics line for airbrushing is that I do not find myself having to thin it. This is the state of the miniatures after priming and airbrushing. This video will only cover the cape for the figure on the right, but it's the same steps for the lower part of the clothing for the figure on the left. I thinned down Army Painter's High Lord Speed Paint with Vallejo's glaze medium at a 7:1 ratio and then apply it to the cape. I only do one coat of this, making sure to wick away excess if it begins to pool. I find when using speed paints you want to paint slowly to prevent bubbles from forming, but you still want to ensure you keep a wet edge. For small miniatures like this is generally not a problem, but if you were painting something large, it could become problematic. I was going back and forth between the male and female vampire while painting, and you can see here that the High Lord blue coat put on in the previous step is not yet fully dried. Despite that, I went ahead and added Cloudburst Blue as a deeper shadow. Something to note, I did not plan for this and the color combinations used in this video was just me winging it. I wanted the end result to reflect the classic Strawn von Zarovich or Dracula look with the black cape and red interior and a white shirt. The Cloudburst Blue over High Lord Blue was jarring and did not look good at all, and I was already feeling like I had made a mistake. With the Cloudburst Blue still very much wet, I threw Gravelord Gray over top all of the cape. My initial thought was I just made my previous mistake even worse, but after a few moments, the result was pleasing. This is a completed black clothing and is something I will do again in the future. The amount of effort required for such a great result is comical. Now the question is, do you need to airbrush those first highlights and shadows, or can we just drop this over top a white primed miniature and still get the same result? Let's find out. For the following steps, I did not thin the speed paints this time. I throw down the first layer of High Lord Blue and so far, so good. I then throw down the Cloudburst Blue over top without giving any time to dry. I do the same again with Gravelord Gray, but already I'm seeing issues, but I continue to finish this coat anyway. What were the problems? From the back the figure looks okay, but from the front you can see where the speed paint has slipped too much, leaving the original white primer to shine through in places. When we look back at the footage from painting the cloak on the vampire, we can see the same thing happening, where the highest peaks of the cape's wrinkles are exposing the original undercoat. The question we wanted to answer was, is the airbrushing highlights and shadows required? I still don't believe so. I think if you allow the first speed paint coat to fully dry or varnish it before applying the other speed paints, it should work fine. Alternatively, instead of priming it white, you can prime or base coat the cloak the lightest color you want before throwing on the 3 speed paints. This is the final result. I am extremely pleased with how the cape came out, especially considering I was just throwing colors at it with no real thought. I do not recommend doing that all the time, as planning colors is a good thing. I don't even want to talk about how I had to redo the flesh on these miniatures 3 times, as my experiments there did not end as well. Even with the airbrushing, the black clothing on both of these miniatures took less than 15 minutes. 30 if you include setting up, cleaning, and putting away the airbrush. That's going to wrap it up for today. I hope you learned something that'll help speed up your own painting process. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And if you like the content of this video and would like to see more, please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Jim with Working with Miniatures. I'm truly grateful for your time, and I bid you a fond farewell. Till the next video.